So welcome to Jumbo IS and welcome to our lecture series called Daily News in Shots. In this lecture series, we cover that day's newspaper in very short span of time within 20 minutes. All right, now today we are going to be covering the newspaper or the current affairs of August 13, 2024. And here are the important news items that featured in August 13's newspaper. So here are our topics of the day. Okay, so there are in total four topics. Number one would be Kerala's Jewish communities. Okay, recently a particular female from a Jewish community died, and she was the last female of that Jewish community in Kerala. And this has actually initiated a conversation around Jews in India. So we'll talk about how many types of Jewish communities live in India, what is their relationship with India, and all that stuff. Okay, so we'll talk about Kerala's Jewish communities. Then recently, a particular gate of Tungabhadra Dam collapsed, and it might lead to flood-like situation in the downstream areas of that river, Tungabhadra River. So, what is Tungabhadra River? What is its geographical location? And some information regarding Tungabhadra Dam. We'll talk about this. Then, recently, a newspaper report was published which claimed that Sheikh Hasina in 2023 confessed that her regime won't go out of power would not go out of power if she agreed to the demands of USA, which was asking for the possession of St. Martin's Island. St. Martin's Island is currently in possession of or is currently the territory of Bangladesh, but USA was asking that territory. Sheikh Hasina denied it, and that is why, in a way, that newspaper is alleging that USA took part in ousting Sheikh Hasina from power. Now, these are just allegations. But St. Martin's Island became the news point. So we'll talk about St. Martin's Island. And recently, National Institutional Reform Framework, NIRF Rankings, which actually rank various higher education institutions in India. Their rankings were released, so we'll talk about this. All right. So without much delay, let's straight away jump to topic number one, which is Kerala's Jewish communities. Now look, Kerala has two Jewish communities. Kerala has two Jewish communities. Okay. Number one is Malabar Jews, and the others are called Pardesi Jews. So these are the two Jewish communities in Kerala. Now the last woman of Pardesi Jews community, Queenie Haligua, she died. And the only member surviving from this Pardesi Jews community in India is now her nephew Keith. All right, which says that, which basically says that Kerala's Jewish community is declining. It's very low right now. Now, let's not just talk about Kerala. Let's talk about India as a whole. So, at one point of time during mid 1940s, there were 20 to 50,000 Jews living in India. Now there are just 4,000 to 5,000. Plus, these 4,000, 5,000 Jews are also Marathi speaking Jews known as the Bene Israeli community on the Konkan coast, Maharashtra, Goa coast. All right. Kerala Jews are virtually absent. They have left the state. Okay. The remaining 4,000, 5,000 members of the Jewish community are all mostly Bene Israeli community. Okay. Just 14, 15 Jews are left in Kerala. And these 4,000, 5,000 are on the Konkan coast. Okay, Marathi speaking. Remember the name of the community, Bene Israel community. But the oldest Jewish community was the Keralite Jewish community. Okay, Bene Israeli community is not that old, but Kerala's Jews are quite old. Now, Kerala has two communities of Jews, and they are two distinct communities. One are known as Malabar Jews, the other are called Pardesi Jews. Queen Haligua was a Pardesi Jew. Now, why did this Jewish community decline? Well, mostly, since the formation of the State of Israel, 1948, many Jews from India migrated to Israel. So most of the Kerala's Jews actually migrated to Israel. In fact, Israel has around 4,000 Kochinim. Kochinim is a name given to Jews coming from Kerala. Okay? There are 7 Jewish synagogues in Kerala. Synagogues are like Jewish temples. Okay, so there are just 7 Jewish synagogues in Kerala, and most of them have been now taken over by the government for conservation efforts. All right, the most prominent among which is the Pardesi synagogue built in 1568 CE at Mattancherry. Okay, the oldest synagogues in Commonwealth. Commonwealth countries means those countries which were colonized by the British. Only 14 Malabar Jews and 1 Pardesi Jew are now left in India. Kerala, sorry. Okay, so Kerala has around about now 15 Jews. Now, Malabar Jews have been in India for more than 1,000 years. But Pardesi Jews basically came from Spain and Portugal way back in 15th, 16th century. Actually, the rulers of Spain and Portugal, basically they were Catholics and they were not so friendly with the Jews. So they were actively persecuting the Jews. Therefore, Jews had to flee Spain and Portugal and they were granted refuge in Kerala. And since then, Pardesi Jews have been living here. These Jews adopted Malayalam as their language. They adopted many local customs and traditions. But at some point, initially when they came, they were interdining and intermarrying with Malabar Jews. But eventually, after one point of time, they stopped intermarrying with Malabar Jews. They think Malabar Jews were a different community and Cochin, these Pardesi Jews were different. They used to consider them a little superior. Maybe there was some racial connotations also. Okay, because these were Europeans, so they had a fairer skin. Anyway, so in India, you have to remember three prominent Jewish communities: Malabari Jews, okay, Pardesi Jews. Both of them are from Kerala, but not many are left. And the other is Bene Israel community, which these people are in Maharashtra and Goa. Okay, that's about it. Okay, now let's move forward. Let's jump to Tungabhadra Dam. So basically, what was in the news? So a flood alert has been sounded downstream of the Tungabhadra Dam in Karnataka's Koppal district after one of the 33 crest gates. These are the crest gates you can see over here. One of the 33 crest gates dam across the Tungabhadra river was washed away, so it broke down. Now the dam has 33 vertical lift type crest gates and one of them got destroyed. Therefore, water flow increased and downstream, chances are that it is going to flood nearby areas. Okay. Now, this news is not that important for us. What is important for us is what is this Tungabhadra river and what is this Tungabhadra dam? Okay. Because these types of questions might be asked in your prelims examination related to geographical aspects of it. Okay. So let's talk about Tungabhadra river. All right. Now, Tungabhadra river is actually formed by the confluence of two rivers. So, after the joining of two rivers called Tunga and Bhadra, the new river Tungabhadra is formed. Now, this confluence happens near Shimoga district of Karnataka, which is in Western Ghats. As you can see over here, this is the place. From there, the Tungabhadra river flows and meets Krishna river at Sangamaleshwaram in Andhra Pradesh. Now, as you can see, Tungabhadra can be categorized as the right bank tributary of Krishna river. Okay. Now it also forms the boundary between Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh and has a total catchment area of 70,000 square kilometers. Now this is what you need to know about Tungabhadra river, formed by the confluence of Tunga plus Bhadra in Western Ghats, Karnataka Shimoga district, meets Krishna river at Sangamaleshwaram in Andhra Pradesh, and it forms the boundary between Karnataka and Andhra. Now about Tungabhadra Dam. So Tungabhadra Reservoir sprawls over an area of 378 square kilometer, primarily in Karnataka's Vijayanagar district. So this dam is made in the Vijayanagar district. It is one of the major reservoirs in South India that supplies water for irrigation, industrial use, as well as drinking water to Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. So basically, this dam caters to the needs of Karnataka and Andhra Pradesh. Okay, the construction began in 1945. It was completed in 1953. Now, to manage this dam, there is Tungabhadra Board. Now, this board was established by presidential order in 1953. The board has a chairman, which is appointed by union government, and it has four members. Each member, four members representing the union government and the states of Karnataka, Andhra, and Telangana. Okay, so it has a chairman, which is appointed by union government. Then it has one member appointed by government of India, one member appointed by state of for Karnataka, one member for Andhra Pradesh, one member for Telangana. Okay, this is all you need to know about Tungabhadra Dam. All right, now let's move on to Saint Martin's Island. Now, the context or the news or the news reports which made this island famous, they are not that important for us because they actually lead to conspiracy theories. Okay, many people are arguing, many conspiracy theorists are arguing that USA played some hand in toppling Sheikh Hasina's government because Sheikh Hasina was not handing over Saint Martin's Island to America. Okay, so according to an alleged statement made by Sheikh Hasina in 2023, Hasina said she could have continued to remain in power if she had given Bangladesh's Saint Martin's Island and Bay of Bengal to America. Now, the newspaper made that claim based on the speech given by Sheikh Hasina in 2023, but Sheikh Hasina's son says that these reports are baseless and false. Okay, now we will not get into the conspiracy theories. But what we'll do is we'll talk about St. Martin's Island. So what is St. Martin's Island? Okay. What basically St. Martin's Island is. So as you can see over here in the map, this is the border between Bangladesh and Myanmar. This region is known as Cox's Bazar, where majority of Rohingya refugee camps were set up. Okay, Cox's Bazar. Now this is the small island which is known as St. Martin's Island. Okay, the zoomed in picture is like this. Okay, now this island is located in the northeastern region of Bay of Bengal, close to border between Bangladesh and Myanmar. Remember, it is Bangladesh's only coral island with coral reefs. It has a permanent population of 10,000 people, mostly are Bengalis or Rohingyas. Okay, and is 9 kilometers away from Cox's Bazar. The region is a major breeding ground for sea turtles and is a prominent tourist destination, as you can see from the pictures over here. All right. Now let's talk about the brief history. Let's talk about the brief history of the island. Okay, so it was first discovered and inhabited by Arab merchants in 18th century. These Arab merchants initially named the island Jazeera, which means island, and later changed its name to Narikal Jinjira, which means coconut island, because of lot many coconut trees there. In 1900, British India annexed the island during a land survey. By then, some fishermen had settled on the island. During the British occupation, the island came to be known as St. Martin's Island because the Deputy Commissioner of Chittagong was Martin, and it is said that this island was named after him. After the partition of British India, this island went to Pakistan because Bangladesh was under Pakistan's control, and in 1971, it became part of Bangladesh. Okay, so this is the brief history of St. Martin's Island. And last but not the least, we'll talk about NIRF rankings. So IITs continue to dominate the top 10 ranks in National Institute ranking framework, with IIT Madras retaining the first spot for 6th consecutive year. Okay. Now, Ministry of Education releases every year NIRF rankings, under which various higher educational institutes are ranked. Okay. And they are ranked in across 16 categories. One is the overall category. Then there is a separate category for universities, separate category for engineering colleges, separate category for medical colleges, separate category for arts, and so on and so forth. Okay. In the overall category, 7 institutes are IITs, and top is IIT Madras. And then there is IISc, JNU was last. Okay. Now, this is not important for us. Which institute secured the first rank, which institute secured the second rank. This is not important. What is important for us is some information regarding what is this NIRF. Okay, so we'll talk about this. So NIRF is a methodology to rank higher educational institution across country based on various parameters, and these parameters are categorized into 5. Okay, now this was started by Ministry of Education on 29 September 2015. This year, 2024, institutions were ranked in 16 categories, 3 more than last year. Okay, earlier they were ranked in 13 categories, now 16. The 3 new categories were Open Universities, State Public Universities, Skills Universities. All right. And please check out the notes of this lecture also, the entire detailed notes of this lecture. All the detailed current affairs for this lecture are given in a PDF file on our Telegram channel. So make sure that you go to our Telegram channel and download this PDF for this lecture. All right. The link for our Telegram channel would be provided in the comment section below. There I have also mentioned certain extra facts also. As in, now I just mentioned that there are 5 categories. In the notes, what are those 5 categories are also mentioned. Okay, so make sure you check out the notes, the PDF file for this lecture on our Telegram channel. All right. And on that note, we conclude today's session. Thank you so much for watching, everyone. And I'm sure it added a lot of value to your preparation, though it would add more value if you're consistent, regular, diligent with this lecture series. All right. So hoping to see you again and again with this lecture series, because I'm sure that if you follow this lecture series diligently, along with our daily MCQ practice lecture series, then no one can defeat you as far as your prelims exam is concerned, as far as current affairs are concerned. All right. So yeah, thank you, everyone.